to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am your host, Laura Lalaki, international real estate agent. And today we're diving into a heated debate. Should we boycott Target? Oh my God, this one hurt my heart so bad, y'all. Tabitha Brown, our beloved entrepreneur and advocate for inclusivity, recently shared her thought on this topic, urging the Black community to think carefully about impact of a boycott on Black-owned businesses that thrive within Target's ecosystem. So this is more than just a conversation about one brand. It's about strategy. So how do we balance economic activism with protecting and uplifting our own communities? And how do we hold corporations accountable without causing unintended harm? And most importantly, how do we use our power as consumers to push for real and lasting change? We are going to get into it, but I have my sister queens here. I'm telling y'all, I love this time of day because I get to spend time with my sisters and we get to talk about things that are important. We have Tierra Williams. She is our producer and actress. We have Marlo Lathan, TV and film producer, and Constance Carter, our wealth activist. And all the things. So listen, guys, we know most of us love Tabitha. Okay, we've been rolling with her since she first got on the ground with her vegetarian stuff, and just her whole personality is just infectious, loving, caring. And so every time we saw her win, we were all cheering because she just has that type of personality. But there is a lot of others who have been successful. And Target seems to be one of the first places that always likes to include things with their Black history. They always had the special things up front for us. But now with this new regime that we have, we are starting to see that maybe they didn't really feel like they needed to. Maybe it was just a ploy to get us in there. But now what do we do? So let's check out what Tabitha is asking us to do, but I think she's very smart at how she's also making us think. So check this out.
I know for me, I'm under contract. I'm gonna give it to you 100. I got another year. Then I make a decision. Okay. So many other businesses are just starting. They're just getting in. This is their big break to go to the next whatever phase of their business there may be. We have to have understanding and compassion for each other and not be in an emotional state, but also a smart state. Because if we start doing I'm not shopping there, and it's our businesses that are in there, that's their way that they will clean us out and replace us and say, well, your business is not performing. That's what people want. We can't give them what they want. Okay. All right. But remember this, if you don't remember nothing else, let's not give them what they want. Okay. Don't let them take us off of shelves. Don't let them erase us. Numbers don't lie. We're needed. Our money is the dollar that really, really counts. Okay.
Now, before she did this video, she had done a video that didn't say anything at all, where she just came on and just looked at the camera after it was announced, like, she just couldn't even believe this. I think there's going to be a whole lot more places that we shop and spend where we're all going to be looking at each other like, what the hell? Yet you see other companies like Costco and other companies like that who are standing up and saying, no, we're still going to continue with our program. I don't know about y'all. I'm going to ask you this initial question because before we went on live, I told y'all I could go in Target and get the basket and walk around all day long, push stuff in, walk around a couple hours, then push stuff back, come back in, push stuff in. And that was one of my favorite places. And now I'm seriously like, no. So Constance, are you an avid Target shopper?
Yeah, I'm as much as I shop, I'm not a shopper. Believe it or not, when I was married, my ex used to do all the shopping for me. He was my stylist. And so when it comes to like buying stuff, I typically like to go online. But when I do have to go to the store, and so I'm new in the air. I'm not that new. I've been here 2 years, but like there's like three places I know around here. That's the Target, that's the high school, and that's the shop, the grocery store. Those are three places that I know how to get there without directions. So Target was on the list, and I was very intentional about shopping at Target, especially when Walmart was the first. And I'm not a big Walmart shopper either. I might have a little ADD or something. So that I get sensory overload when things are too big. So when Walmart came out and it was super Walmart, like I stopped going in. It was a lot, but I was intentional about saying I'm not going to shop at Walmart when they were one of the first to roll back their DEI efforts. And I was like, all right, I mean, Target it is. But now, can I say it? Can I say fuck Target? Fuck. Can I say it again? Fuck Target. Hopefully my daddy's not watching. Fuck Target.
Now, listen, I'm going to tell you, I am not a Walmart shopper. I haven't been for many, many years for many other reasons. I mean, and because I know, I just know their policies. And so I never shop there. But now, listen, guys, don't forget, like we're talking about Target, but TJ Maxx, all those places are all falling in line. And I feel like they're using this government thing as an excuse. So, Tiara, are you an avid Target shopper?
I wouldn't say avid, but I definitely go to Target for sure. I'm right there with Constance in terms of like Target is. I typically go to like Ralph's or Trader Joe's, which is directly across the street from my house, like right. But Target is a little further, so depending on what I need, I can go to CVS. So I don't need Target, but if I'm near a Target, I'll stop for sure. And then obviously, like Tabitha is a really good friend of mine. I love Tabitha. I've seen her full rise. We've been friends for quite some time. Before all the glow up, when she was going vegan, I was like, "Girl, I'm gonna go vegan with you." Like that's it's that right. So to watch her kind of like arise, I've bought things from Target from her popcorns, her seasonings, her the way she's been getting it. I've just been like, oh, let me go and buy something from Tab. So it's been that.
You know, I like just stumbled across her, but it was definitely her energy that was so infectious to me. That was like, there's no way I'm not supporting this woman.
Yeah.
Like, so when she announced that she got into Target, it was like we all had this personal cheerleader thing going on. Like we were so excited about it. And Marlo, are you an avid Target shopper?
No, I'm definitely not avid about shopping, period. Like it is a necessity for me. I don't want to be bothered with the people, the choices. It's all overwhelming, right? Look at me being New Orleans. I make groceries. I go to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store weekly and, because with meal planning. So I don't need Target. I don't need Walmart, TJ Maxx. Like they're all just like, oh, I'm gonna go hop in there because I need this thing, and they're right there. I don't have a preference for retail. So no, it doesn't really. I'm not really swayed one way or another in terms of this. But yeah, if we ain't fucking with Target, I definitely, because it's on the other side of town. It's not even convenient. So yeah,
you ready to march?
I'm not.
Well, the thing, and like it's also a regional type thing. And Tira, you can talk to this too, because see, I'm also from Kentucky and I've had to move to Florida. So in Florida, the primary thing in Florida is Walmart. Everywhere you go is freaking ass Walmart. So when you get a Target, it's like, but
Walmart is Southern. That's why.
Ain't no Walmart in no LA.
Yeah, I mean there is.
Yeah, it is, but you gonna be high and dry to try to find the one. Yeah. They have those little old community thing ones, but not as many as Target.
We didn't have them as long as they had them down south, but we have them now.
Yeah, but they up there. There's one up the street. I can go to Walmart.
You got one up the street? Mm-hmm. Well, wasn't none in San Pedro.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but there's one right here in the valley, right up the street.
Oh wow. See, no, I wouldn't have gone there anyway. So, okay, so when you guys hear about this, and we know how, we have a graphic. Let me show y'all just how powerful how much we spend. Y'all really need to see how much we spend and how very powerful our money is. Black consumers collectively spend about 1.6 trillion annually, making them one of the most influential consumer groups in the United States. Y'all, I said trillion. According to Nielsen, 62% of Black consumers are more likely to support brands that align with their values. Of course, that's the first thing I look for. I mean, I look to see, who I can support. I'm the underdogs. I want to see that. I want to see who represents us. That's important to me. And the more and more that they're doing this, the more and more I'm like, where do we go now? And how do we collectively get together to put our power of our money where it needs to be? But with that thought, we'll be right back after this break.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am Tierra Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I am the proud producer of this show. So I hope that every day when you join us, you leave a little smarter than you came, because that's the point. Otherwise, why are you watching? So if you want to receive notices for when we go live, Fly Nubian Money goes live every single day. That's Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't know, now you know. All you have to do is text the word Queens. That's Queens. That's Queens to 87948. That's 87948. That's Queens to 87948. Yes? If you want
Queens to 87948. Yes, yes. It's really easy, guys. You don't want to miss us. You love us. And we love you too. It's a love thing. It's a love thing. Go and text it. Queens, Queens to 87948. Yes. Now listen, CoinHawk Crypto says Tabitha makes a good point. They will let the Black business fall off and people will keep on shopping. And here's what I think, because we didn't have this part in the video. So let me give you a little synopsis of what she said. She said to us, this is what they want. They want, it's really, really hard to get these types of businesses into companies like this. And when you get there, you have to kind of really fight to stay there, right? She understands for those who need to boycott these places to do it, but she's reminding us that if we do that and then those sales fall off, then they will be removed from the shelf. So it's a catch-22. So Tierra, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like this is planned? Do you feel like, we would be letting our Black owners down if we don't continue to support in this type of way?
With Tab being my friend, when I first heard this, I was like, she's right. She's right. Like, I considered what she said. But when I thought about the whole grand scheme of it, I think that we should boycott, if I'm being honest. I think that unfortunately, those companies are collateral damage to what really needs to happen. Like, Tab made her bread. I was like, my friend made her bread. What does this mean? Like, she doesn't make an extra $5 million next year. What does that mean? Like, she's diversified her portfolio. Like, she's cool, right? So if I don't go and buy another air fryer, my friend will be okay, right? So I just think that in the grand scheme of the Black community, how we need to come together and how we need to take that $1.6 trillion and do something with it collectively. I think, a few Black entrepreneurs, if they are a cent away from Target, maybe it'll make them look inward.
Maybe. I would hope so. I would pray so. But, I think that Nandy has a good point. She says, how many Black owned businesses does Target carry? I'll look it up, because if it's not that many, and does Target give back in some way, such as to HBCUs and scholarships? Yes. I do believe they do. And then also, one of my things that I loved about Target is, honey, I couldn't wait for Black History Month, because they would always have the coolest stuff in the front, from art, like Black artists, their t-shirts, their everything. I got a bag around here. I got bags and shirts and everything from artists from there. And I would always look so forward to that. And I'm just so disappointed how a lot of these companies are not standing up the way that they should. So Marlo, I have a question for you about that. So how do we balance holding these corporations accountable in supporting Black-owned businesses that partner with them?
Supply chain for Black people. That is what at some point we have got to focus on the supply chain. The problem is that we are the product, right? Whether it's hair grease, chicken fry, entertainment, skates, whatever it is, we are the product. We are not the provider. And so the reality is you don't have control when you go into an exclusivity agreement with Target, right? I've been there before with a company that I work for, a Black-owned business called Hairfinity. The overall business is called Brock Beauty. They have diversified. They've done very well for themselves, and they said no to Target. This was in 2015. They said no to Target because of things that they would have to do production wise. So you don't have, and they still live in $1 million homes. They still got Bentleys and Lamborghinis, right? Their money did not stop because they did not go to Target. It was a choice. And the only guarantee that we have in business is that we don't have no guarantees. There are liabilities and there are assets, right? Tabitha has gained assets. This partnership with Target was always a liability. It's always based on a fickle consumer base, right? The same way this happened, we could be in a recession and people could not be spending money on hair care. So I'm not crying for any of this. I'm going to say what I said. I'm going to end what I'm saying by what I started saying, which is supply chain for Black people. That's what we need to be concerned with.
I agree. Y'all remember many, many years ago, and many, I do mean many, but this is a part of Black history, is when we had the Green Book. And that was when artists and people who needed to travel over the roads in the 50s had a book called the Green Book. And it was for us. It was for, this is the Negro Guide, right? To where you can stop and know that you would be safe, and you know where people would welcome you and those of that nature. I think that it's not that impossible with all the technology that we have today that we could get something together like that, where we would know where to go in different areas when we travel, as well as where we can go online to buy certain products. But you know, and everybody's talking about boycott. But listen, guys, I struggle with this every single day. Constance, are boycotts an outdated method of activism, or do they still have a place in today's society?
Boycotts absolutely have a place in today's society. I'm with you 100%, Marlo. Boycott them motherfuckers. Because here's the thing. When you look at historically, the only reason why civil rights did anything was because of the boycotts. It's because we stopped riding the buses. It's because we stopped putting money into the economies. So Target, when you talk about, Target is just going to dump all the Black-owned businesses, okay, they'll survive. Lip Bar, the CEO from Lip Bar, did a video today, and she has the largest Black-owned business inside Target. And she's like, listen, y'all do what y'all got to do. We still have online. We still have ways that you can purchase our products online. And that's what we have to start doing. If we don't stand for something, we gonna fall for anything. If we can't come together around this, what then are we going to come together on? We have to make a concerted effort, because listen, if we stop spending there, it is going to hurt their bottom line. They're in the business to make money too. Yeah. So if we say, if we only stop supporting Black-owned businesses, then it's only going to hurt Black-owned businesses. No, it's going to hurt Target too. Yeah. So think about that. That's the bigger picture. And then Black people who have their products and their services there, they can get innovative and start doing other things. So I love Tabitha Brown too, but I know she has another year to go in her contract. If they decide to drop her, God bless her. But I'm sure there are going to be many more outlets that are going to be putting her products in there. So I say, fuck Target. Let's boycott that shit. And every other company that says, I am not going to support Black-owned businesses. And the only reason why they did it in the first place is because they were incentivized to do it. They were disingenuous when they did it. Because look at it, as soon as it was no longer cool for them to do it or no longer popular for them to do it, they pulled back. But you look at companies like Costco, or even like these Silicon Valley businesses that I work for, like I work for HP, that was already embedded in the culture of these businesses. And that's the reason why they're so successful. There are tons of businesses that support diversity and inclusion, equity and inclusion. Apple, they're like, fuck what Donald Trump is talking about. Fuck what these politicians are talking about. This is embedded in our culture. And when we look at those types of companies, those are who we should be supporting. Black people, that graph said we have 1.6 trillion. It's actually 2025 is 1.7 trillion dollars in spending power. Our dollar counts, and we got to collectively take our dollar out of places who don't support us.
Yeah, I want y'all to look at this graphic again, because I need you to let this soak in. This number, it irks me. It irks me that our community does not necessarily reflect what our spending power is. Of course, we get a few, and it's how they do us all the time. They want to put just a few so that we can be the tokens of saying, look, we've included everybody. But look at this number, 1.6 trillion annually. We are, not them, we are Black consumers, one of the most influential consumer groups in the United States of America. So, Tiara, how do we define success when it comes to economic activism, and what's the end goal?
Yeah, what's the end goal? You know, I would say that we have to think about, I think somebody has mentioned it already. I had to look up how long they boycotted the bus company, how long the Montgomery Bus Company boycott was. It was 381 days, right? That's how long, that's over a year, right? Right, that's over a year.
That was sacrifices that we had to make. We had to, and then, I'm sorry to interrupt, but then Black people, I'm sorry, but to add to that, Black people were in the cars with other people. They were taking taxis and they were sacrificing to do the boycott. But we can't do that. We can't be inconvenienced.
We can't be inconvenienced. It's a different time. So I just want to remind people that making those sacrifices and actually sticking to your guns. I was telling Constance on her Grow Your Money podcast that I'm still boycotting the NFL from Kaepernick, and nobody is with me. Like nobody, everybody.
There were like 3 people.
There was like 3 people in the chat that was like, "I'm with you, Tiara." I just think that the way our memory is set up, it's like we got that Men in Black pen that's just like, boop, like we just forget. And then, so I just think that because of the way that we've been conditioned as a people, it's going to be hard for us to just shift that mindset. But if we can just I see Anonymous being anonymous today, saying that boycotting doesn't work or ain't gonna do shit. But like, it's that perspective. It's that attitude. Don't get dusty of the day, Anonymous. Just
Baby, I think he likes that every day. Don't
Right.
worry.
So I'm just saying, that to say, like, if it's people like Anonymous saying that doesn't work, when we're over here saying it does work, that's already showing that we're divided. There's division in our thought. So I think we just got to get on one accord on what we believe and what we think and see a vision. Black people, we got to see vision. We got to have vision for our community. We're so short-minded, short-sighted about everything.
Or we feel like, but I just got to have this one thing, because someone did mention in the comments, and I've heard this from several other people, is, well, why not just go into Target and only buy the Black products? Let's be realistic. When you see a pocketbook, I'm showing myself, I'm Southern, y'all. Y'all see a pocketbook, or y'all see a wallet, or y'all see a shirt, or, I just need a pound of ground beef for the day. You're not just going to go in there and buy only Black products. Let's be realistic about that. You may do that for a month. I'll give it to you for a month, right? I'll give it to you for a month. But after that, you're going to be back in there rolling that cart. And you're going to be rolling up and down the aisles like I am. Now, I'm in the minority of us here, us queens here. I make special trips to Target because that's just my little peacetime. I like my little peacetime. I tell everybody, you know where I'll be. I'll see you later. Don't call me unless it's an emergency. But now I ain't even got nowhere to go. Give me a Black mall or somewhere where I can go to, and I'll do the same thing. But with that being said, we'll be right back.
you want to grow your money and not blow your money, as Constance says, check us out at flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, programs, videos, resources. In 2024, there's no reason to be broke when there's information all around us. So get your money right. flynubianmoney.com.
Your money right. And that's what we do here. We're talking about money. We're talking about the power of the Black dollar. And Constance, I need you to just chime in right now and tell me, how long does the Black dollar stay in the Black community?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours.
That's
as
all.
opposed to our Jewish counterparts, 30 days, as opposed to our Asian counterparts, 20 days, white, 17, Hispanic, 11, and 6 hours for us. But we have $1.7 trillion in spending power. And if we were a country, we would, our economy would be the 4th largest economy in the world because of our spending power.
Exactly.
We can do it.
Don't forget that we used to do it. Please also tell the people we used to do it. When did we do it, Constance?
We did it when we had to work together, when we had segregation, right? So when we had to work together, our dollar stayed in our community for 1 year before it left the community. One year. Even the most close-knit communities today, they don't last a year. But Black people, we were able to keep the money in our community for a year before it left. But then we discovered that the white man's ice was colder. We discovered that their nasty ass food was better when it really wasn't. When we no longer had to do business with one another, we stopped doing business because we now thought that it was better to do business with white folks. And now our dollar stays for 6 hours.
Thank you very much. Which goes to show you that you need to understand that we are here to help you get your money together so you can keep it in the Black community. So you need to go to our website, flynubianmoney.com. Get started on where you're going to put this money in your pocket so that you can give it to our communities. It's simple. We can tell you where to start so that you can get more income in your own household to also spend in our communities. But let's look at these facts. Sorry, producer. got a little passionate right there. The facts: Black-owned businesses only get 2% of the Black consumer dollars. That is pitiful.
Woo!
Hold up.
Can we just stay there for a second?
Let's stay there for a second, please, because pull up the graphic again that shows you how much money we spend.
Wait a minute.
1.6 trillion.
7 as of 2025.
Y'all, what's 2% of 1.7 trillion?
I can't math. I'm sorry.
I'm not even ready for that. That's pitiful.
I'm about to tell you. I just chat GPT'd it. Let's see.
Exactly. I'm like, that's chat.
$34 billion. 2% of 1.7 trillion. Imagine how wealthy we would be, or our businesses would be, if we chose to do like Jewish people, to do like Asian people, to do like white people, and spend with our people first. But yet we have us saying, oh, I don't do business with Black folks because Black folks don't do good business. And these white people will go to I just seen a video about all of these Asian restaurants with all these damn violations, and they cutting meat on the floor and they doing all this stuff, and you will still take your Black ass back to a Chinese food restaurant, but sister girl got an attitude with you, and instead of you giving her constructive feedback, you will never do business with a Black business again.
Or did you see the ones where they go and get the hair weaves, and the hair weaves are full of dirt and twigs and stuff because they don't wash them, they don't do them right in these stores, but yet we won't go to our people? Listen, y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to get it together.
Or you walk into the store and they don't even speak to your Black ass.
Thank you.
And then be like, hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy.
That's like one of my favorites from the movie.
Or you go to Target or Walmart or Kroger and you check your own damn groceries out. I need y'all to get y'all mind right, because the self-checkout is crazy. You don't work there. You don't work there.
Exactly.
I don't work here. You ever see that meme with Diane Carroll? She has that fur on, and she's like, when I'm at the checkout, she's like, I'm sorry, I don't work here. That's how I
will wait, because I don't work here. I just left work, honey. I don't work here. I'm not doing it.
That drives
Take
me
all
your
of
car
the
back,
damn
your own
groceries.
groceries.
Yeah.
You ringing it up yourself.
Yeah, they got us working and all kind of shit. It's just and their bottom line is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they're like, we're gonna divest out. Then you go to their store. Oh, whoa. Then you go to Walmart and all the black hair care products is locked up.
Exactly.
Oh,
And there was
yeah.
a report that said that even when they do that, the store itself always loses money, and it's not just because of some people stealing. Now people don't want to buy stuff if it's locked up because don't nobody want to have to go through calling somebody over to bring a damn
I ain't
key.
ringing no bell. I ain't ringing no bell.
That's so
Like, this
ghetto.
is crazy.
So
Okay,
ghetto.
so let's get back to what it looks like as a boycott. So, Marlo, how do we measure the impact of a boycott on both corporations and our own community? Like, Tiara, you looked up the information about the boycott. We know for a fact that bus company lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
had to
how
close.
do we today? There we go. The historical data shows that boycotts, such as the Montgomery bus boycott, succeeded due to strategic organization, long-term commitment, and clear goals. So, Marlo, what would be your ideal, or how do we measure the impact of a boycott? Because we got to get back to this.
The same way, when you start to hear the rumblings, back then they had to admit that the city of Montgomery was on the verge of bankruptcy because this public transportation brought in so much money previously. That's how they were funding stuff aside from tickets and citations and ticketing you to death, right? So it's the same thing. When Target says that their sales have slumped, overall, not just the black hair care and skin care and personal items and clothing, but actually overall sales. And you can look at it and you can see the impact, right? The opposite impact in the black community would be, have we spent our money there? Or have we spent our money with shells, things that present as African, things that present as being associated with blackness that are actually run by non-black people, right? So it would all show in the overall sales and growth of the intended target, which should be black businesses, right? If we boycott them, we should be looking for the hair care, the local black owned hair care store, right? The local black owned boutique. We should be looking for those types of things in lieu of Target. The other part is, are people going to want to pay more, right? Are you going to want to pay more at the local boutique because they can't do big box prices like Target? So
Right.
it's all a trade-off, right? And do we have the wherewithal to
That's the part.
decide that we're going to do this as a collective and then execute it? That's where you start. Like, you can't even look at the bottom lines yet because we haven't even in the chat, right? We got people, I'm still going to Target. We can't boycott nothing. Like,
You take your little raggedy ass to Target, but as for me and my house, we're not. Marlo, though, how do you? So when I go and I see these hair stores, and they say Ebony Beauty Supply, and then they have a black person at the counter, but then they got Asian people watching your black ass on cameras, because I've seen them. You go in there and then you be going up and down, and then all of a sudden that phone ring at the girl register talking about, well, what are they doing? What are they looking for? And then she explaining why your black ass is around there looking because they think your black ass is about to steal something. How do you decipher which one is a black owned and which one isn't? Because they will disguise their businesses as black owned.
Even during the pandemic, people were registering as black owned businesses or labeling it in Google as a black owned business so that they could get in the swing of things. But I think that there needs to be a database, right? We really need to have a space.
What, Tiara?
We need to have a space where people can come, a trusted space that's run by black people. Black businesses register. They are vetted in some way that makes sense without being too intrusive, because we're about to stop doing governmental check boxes, right? So we're not going to have the government agency to co-sign that it's a black-owned business. So, but we need some sort of database where people know that they can go to this app or they could go to this website and they could type in Black Beauty Salon within 30 miles of me or with whatever, and they can find that stuff that they are looking for. But we have got, organization is what we've lost since the 1960s. We have got to get back to being organized. We have an organized opposition.
Hmm.
And if we going to be unorganized and the opposition is going to be extremely organized, who you think going to keep winning the championship? You can't win if you don't practice, baby. Practice is
Come on, baby.
Right.
I said it right.
I
Baby.
get it.
So-
Tiara, you had something to add to that.
I do want to. It's just so funny that you said that, Marlo, because ever since we've heard the DEI news, I've been announcing that we have started a Black Fly Black. What is it? A Fly Nubian Black
Money.
Direct Fly Nubian Money Black Business Directory. There we go. And so I have people emailing me, email me your business, and I am compiling that list to then email out to people as needed. Whenever we have a show, if you want to see what businesses are in your area, I have people emailing me from Kenya, everywhere. So just make sure that you reach out to us, info@realvirtual.net, because we're just starting this directory. This is just this is like, I know we can't have the warehouse and the shipping and all of the things, but what we can do today, because Constance wanted to build a warehouse over the weekend. I was talking to my
help you.
Listen, let me tell you something. I was like, Tiara, we gotta do something. We need a warehouse. We gotta be like Amazon. Like she was like, okay, we're gonna get the directory.
I know logistics.
Then we're going to do the supply chain and we're gonna get them, like, let's get there. We're gonna get there. But I was like, we need the warehouse because we need to ship, we need prime shipping.
Yes.
All over the country. I was ready.
I said, we need
Worldwide.
to compete with Amazon today. I said, well, what can we do today? Is let's start to build the database of businesses, so then Black people are aware of what businesses are in their area. So email me at info@realvirtual.net. Please send me a full email with all of your information, the links, and we will compile that list, and so we can start to give it out right here on Fly Nubian Money.
I think you need to repeat that. You better send that in. Send it in to info@realvirtual.net. Let me make it plain. info@REELVIRTUAL.net. Our magic email does it all. Now you're talking the talk, y'all. I'm gonna need you to walk the walk. Now, your first step is to do that, but don't you dare just send your stuff in and don't have any kind of plans to support the other businesses that are going to be in that directory. Don't be greedy. I'm calling you out. If you want to be in it, you need to be in it all the way, period. And you need to be fully committed to our community, because obviously they are not about us, okay? They don't give a flying fuck about our community, and they don't care about our money. But if we pool our money and we pool our businesses, we can take care of one another. I'm going to need a break. We'll be right back.
That's it.
Fly Nubian Money is now on Spotify. Yes, yes, yes. We are on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, you can listen to us. All you have to do is search Fly Nubian Money and we will appear. All of our episodes. Make sure that you leave a 5-star rating and review so other people that come along and are looking for a good show to watch, they'll follow us too. If you are interested in being on Fly Nubian Money, sorry, I don't have any spaces. I'm just playing. If you are interested in being a queen or a king on Fly Nubian Money for the day, please reach out to me. I'm at info@realvirtual.net. That's info@realvirtual.net. Also, if you need help with your business, go ahead and send me an email for that too. Okay. I've said enough. Now back to the show.
Now back to the show. I done sipped some tea. I
You good?
done meditated.
You all right? You all right? You good? You good?
You know it's real when Lala was like, I don't give a flying fuck.
You good?
Listen, we get to the bar. Okay, let's be honest. We're gonna call it like it is. We get to our barbecues, we get to our family reunions, we all talk about this. The next thing you do is we go out from there and we go to these places that we just said that we weren't going to do. And I think that, let's call it like it is. You cannot pretend. You can't be pretenders anymore. They told you and played in your face. You can't be pretenders anymore. Go ahead, Constance.
I was just thinking, why was it? Because boycotting back in the day was really tough. We did have to really sacrifice and carpool. And then when we carpool, they would harass the carpoolers. They would pull them over. They would put them in jail. They would look for any reason to harass them so that they could start taking the bus. And I'm thinking, okay, well, why can't we do it now? Because it seems like it's so much easier, but we're so used to convenience. Black people, we're just used to convenience. See, Black people back then, they were used to the struggle. They knew that they had to fight. They knew that they had to do certain things in order to make change. And we're so used to the idea that we could press a button and we can get something in the mail tomorrow. We're so used to the idea that we can just go to the convenience store and just pick up whatever we want to and don't have to worry about it. But we need to get back really to looking collectively at what's best for our community. And if we really do that, but I do believe that we got to give us alternative resources to make it, because our attention span is so short, and we're so hypnotized by these conveniences. We have to have some kind of alternatives. And that's the reason why this directory is going to be great. But as we go on, Black people, we got to be more solution oriented. And so if you guys could think of business ideas that are going to make it easier for us to shop Black, buy Black, y'all stop thinking it. There's the idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it. It belongs to he who executes it. So if you have a great idea, execute that shit. Execute on that shit.
Yep. And we've proven it. We've proven that we are resilient as a people, and it's just a matter of us all getting on one accord. I do want to check out what the public is also saying from Tabitha's YouTube, because some of them have good points, and I also love the comments that you are putting in today. So family, keep them coming, because we do love to hear your feedback. As you can see, we're extremely passionate about this topic. But let's look at some of the YouTube comments from her broadcast. These companies were not federally mandated to end DEI programs at their establishments. They chose to. Therefore, I am choosing to take my Black dollars elsewhere.
That's right.
I thought there was a crackdown, but you're saying there was not.
No, they're not mandated by the federal government.
Wow.
This is a suggestion by Donald Trump.
They just
that's right.
Okay.
Now he has. There's okay. I don't even want to say it that way. What he's doing within the federal government is also, there's laws against that too. But he's finding loopholes. But we've told you, and we've told you, and we've told you over and over that Project 2025 was real, and now you're here. And and white people gonna find out too, because under DEI, it's not just us. White women benefit the most from DEI. So when they figure out that they are not a them and they are an us, they gonna be pissed. But then again, some of them just thought it was never going to touch them in the first place. So this is why they thought they were going to skate by. Your white crocodile tears are not around here. I don't want your blue bracelet. I don't want none of that shit.
Charity sisters.
I mean, some of the immigrants thought that they wouldn't get deported, but here we are. They trying to send them. Send them back on boats, planes unannounced. You got to go.
That's right.
People need to mind their Black ass businesses at this point.
I'm just watching the show. It's fun to watch.
It really is to sit back and watch them melt down like this. Now, Anonymous, I
thought he was talking about them, not us.
All the time. But I got a blue bracelet. Why did you come to the march? Oh my God. Okay, go somewhere and sit down. I have to agree with Anonymous, because I know you tripping today, Anonymous. Be back on your good point, but you do have a point that is correct, and that is Project 2025 has been around since Ronald Reagan. Yes, it was called a different name. Yes, that's when they wanted to enact it. However, they honed it until the right people at the right time would all be lined up. So this is nothing new. Yes, it has
the long game. The white people know how to play the long game.
Yes.
We got to learn how to play the long game,
They
Black
have the
people.
money. They have the money to play the long game.
Yes.
They continue to fund. I mean, this is.
But
I
they
think
be
one of the
planning
programs
before the
50 years.
money because they stand on this abortion issue. I watched a documentary this weekend. It was so good about evangelicals. They actually were, it was segregation that got into their crawl. They were going to lose funding as churches, and they decided they couldn't keep preaching against segregation because they needed that federal funding and those tax exemptions. That's when they picked up Roe versus Wade once they couldn't, because these people constantly, like, the long game is in the planning and the strategy. Before they had the money, they had the strategy. So when I say strategize, organize, because that is what they are constantly doing, and it's always to our demise. So we got to plan, people. Ain't nothing wrong with planning. It ain't gonna kill you.
And while we calling out DEI, JD Vance is also DEI. Tell us a little bit about that, Marlo.
He has veteran status. He has combat veteran status, which is a separate kind of status. You don't necessarily have to be wounded, but because you're in combat, you are wounded, right? So he does enjoy a combat veteran status, but he also enjoys a uber rich best friend. So he doesn't have to worry about trying to get a veteran-owned business off the ground. He's never going to apply for a benefit like that because he is now JD Vance, from hillbilly senator to Peter Thiel's best friend. So again, long game. Bing bong, ding dong, long game.
To add to that, though, see, a lot of white people, most of the veterans that are getting these government contracts are white males, and so they are benefiting from having this veteran status, and they voted against their own best interest. And so the DEI is not only cutting it for us, but they're cutting it for you as veterans. You don't get that preferred single source opportunity that you once had by being veterans. So the game they play is that they tell you everything. This is the Hitler playbook. They tell you about all the other people and all the things that they're doing bad and how they're destroying the country and how you need to do this to vote against your best interest. And it really ends up hurting you in the long run. And y'all go FOFO. Y'all motherfuckers really gonna fuck around and find out. For real.
Oh, they're finding out fast, baby. Baby,
wonder.
what is it? 7 days? We in 7 days now?
7.
I do wonder, though, Lala. I wonder if people considered all the things, right? Because I think I told you all that on Fly Nubian Money Club, our next session was about how to get a certified women-owned, Black-owned, LGBTQ certification, veterans. Like, we were going to show you the game of how to get that so you can get that federal, those federal contracts. But were people thinking that connecting that to DEI? Like, I don't know. I don't think they were. I think I forgot. Like, I wasn't even. I was like, okay, yeah, but
the same with affirmative action, right? Affirmative action was a blanket for all minorities, including white women. Affirmative action is the original name for DEI. That's the legal name for it in the civil rights law. And so when we look at now with DEI, people are not thinking about veteran owned. They're not thinking about people with disabilities who, if you've ever done a DEI workplace training, most of the DEI workplace trainings that I've ever done focus on not discriminating against people who had disabilities, whether it was stress or whether it was a physical disability that you could see. It was mostly about sensitivity to that. I ain't see them talking about Black people in none of those damn trainings. They weren't saying be nice to me and my locks.
They wasn't.
That's not what they were saying. They were saying this person just lost their mom, and how do you speak to them? And you heard it. So it's all smoke and mirrors as per.
It's been, and this is the reason why this is so important, because the Democrats weren't doing shit for y'all anyway, except for, what did you say? It was smoke and mirrors, Tiara? You said it was smoke and mirrors. It was all an illusion to make you comfortable so that you wouldn't act, so you wouldn't do anything. 3 to 5% of executives in corporate American Fortune 500 companies are Black. 62% of the people who benefited from DEI are white women. This has never been here to help us, y'all, but it's blatant now because it's actually coming out their mouths that they don't want to help your Black asses. So with that being the case, and when you see with your own eyes, this should cause you to mobilize.
And the collateral damage that Tabitha Brown, our original topic, is asking us to prevent by continuing to shop at Target and buy these products is the collateral damage that they don't give a fuck about. They don't care that they're hurting white women. They don't care that they're hurting veterans and disabled veterans and people with autism and all these other people that have been marginalized out of the workforce. They don't care because the end game
What's the end
is
game?
the only game that
What's
they
the end
are
game?
playing to win.
And what's the end game?
White power,
White power, white supremacy,
Oh,
white
wait a minute.
dominance, all of that.
It's so funny that we become the face of all of these things, right? We are the face of DEI. Now they got people in the office going, oh, he's a DEI hire, only because of what the color of our skin. It's not about the fact that that person is qualified, just like we were the face of food stamps, right? Like, or welfare, when really majority of white people were benefiting from welfare. And so I just think that it's so strange to me that we become the face of that. It becomes a negative thing. It becomes, like we can't help them out. So thankfully, we're gonna take this charge and figure out what to do ourselves. Like we got to figure out we got to figure it out, y'all. We got to figure this thing out. We really do.
We will.
Really do.
That's why
And
these
we will.
conversations are so important, baby. That's why this is
Yeah.
so important, what we do.
Baby, I'm gonna tell y'all, I have meditated more than I've ever meditated in my whole life in this last week. When I say I have about 4 sessions a day, I mean I'm sitting in that corner having 4 sessions a day because my blood pressure is just not taking it. And I know that we have to get at a balance, and we want it so bad. That's the thing. We want it so bad. We want us to get together as a collective. We want us to support one another. And we want it so bad. But now we need to see it fall in line. We have to see this through. It will be our demise if we don't. So we're going to take this break and we'll be right back.
Do you want to make $1 million this year? What? Was that a yes? Oh, then guess what? You're in for luck. My name is Vanessa Gopal. I am a successful entrepreneur and owner of Winter Remodeling, Inc., a general contracting firm. Over my career, we've procured millions of dollars for myself and for clients. And I partner now with the Fly Nubian Money Club, where I'm going to teach you some of the successful business strategies that I use that involve B2B, in-face networking, and also B2C. Because one thing I do know is if you don't sell, then your business will surely fail.
Okay, Vanessa.
Happy. Listen, we are doing
You're going to be a millionaire. I leaned in, honey.
it.
Yeah.
She started out strong. She said million. Okay, listen. We keep telling y'all over and over and over the power of the Fly Nubian Money Club. Listen, we've already had 3 fabulous trainings, 3, and now we coming with Vanessa talking about millions. All right, listen. Listen. It's your own fault if you don't do this. Don't come to us crying. Don't come to us begging. Don't come to us crying. Don't talk about we ain't got, because we got, but you got to go get. And how you do that is you go to flynubianmoneyclub.com and you sign up now, because we have a 30-day free trial. And with that trial, you're going to get all of those classes. Okay. And that is going to help you get your foot on the road to financial wealth. Now, I talked about how you can get a house in the United States of America and also in other countries. All right. We kicked it off with that. All right. Then we had Constance come in and talk about how you're going to get your shipping figure shmoney. All right. Last Saturday, Athena told you to don't get behind on the AI. She got you.
Killed it.
Killed it. And now we have Vanessa. If you don't do this today, it's your own fault. Sign up at flynubianmoneyclub.com and get yourself together to get this shmoney. All right?
Also,
let's go back to the top.
I just want to I'll save it for my final thought, but we have your free download this week too, Lala. So we can talk about that before we got a free gift. We got a free gift this week. It's every week is going to be a free giveaway from the Fly Nubian Money Club, something designed to help you pull it together, get your money right. So anyway, go ahead. We can get back to the conversation.
Get nothing for free at Target.
Right?
They get nothing for free at Target.
Nope.
Not even riding around, in the basket that's empty. But that's all right. They don't even get that from me no more. So Tiara, you said you had a comment from someone that you know about the federal contracts.
Yes. So, hey, Auntie Veronica. Y'all say hi to my Auntie Veronica.
Hey, Auntie.
All right.
Hey,
So,
PT.
Veronica has been working for the federal government for, I want to say, like 30 years. I don't know if she's officially retired by now. I think she was like, she might have retired a couple months ago. Like, are you retiring this? What year is this? No, she retired last year. Anyway, what I learned from my Auntie Veronica was that in order for people to be accepted for these federal contracts, there had to be someone black that was on the in the office, in there approving. Not only they had to be an executive, they're making a decision saying we approve this, we should approve this, this is a black company. So she was the one that was there for 30 some years approving black contractors that
Wow.
were coming in. And so but she just talked about, like, we've talked so many conversations about the racism that even she's encountered as a black executive for the federal government. So, shout out to my Auntie Veronica. I think
Can
she
I add to
retired. She
that?
was over it. But she gave me a lot of gems about how to get in there, how to do it. But there had to be somebody black on the inside.
You're
And guess
right.
what? There won't be nobody on the inside.
Can I add to that too? Just because I'm here and I'm seeing this, and you mentioned earlier the Green Book. So when I first moved out here, I see that DC had the Green Book for contracts for Black-owned businesses, which I wonder what they're going to do with that now, right? But to your point, Auntie Veronica, well, because you've been in there, but just my experience from the outside looking in and seeing what my friends say, first of all, 69% of the federal contracts go to white men. They get the lion's share of it. Only 6% go to black-owned businesses. And a lot of times what'll happen, from what I understand when I talk to contracting officers, is that they want to give them to they want more black-owned businesses because of the reporting mechanisms, right? But there are not enough qualified black-owned businesses to do the job, right?
Yeah.
So then they'll automatically default back to these white-owned businesses. But even still, you have a lot of white people who are the gatekeepers that are giving these contracts out that are totally refusing to give them to qualified black-owned businesses. Yeah. And so they're fighting, because even though they are mandated to have a certain percentage of these contracts to go to black-owned businesses, these white people who are gatekeeping are keeping them away, and they need people like your Auntie Veronica to advocate for them. So now when you don't even have these, and we're only 5% of the government or 6% of the government contracts now, and now you don't even have these nobody advocating, and you have no reporting measurements in place. What do you think that's going to go down to? And we're not going to know, because there's no reporting requirements that are in place. So are we going to even know?
No. And another thing that people need to realize, I don't want people getting all excited, because I'm still going to always talk about these fires that are still raging in Los Angeles that nobody's talking about anymore.
We're almost out. It rained. It's been raining for 2 days. Hallelujah.
God.
So it's been raining. So we're in good shape. It's like 90% contained.
So glad.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But you still have all of these things that still need to be rebuilt. And the Orange Muppet decided that he was going to come and say, we're going to remove the ideas about the permits. Okay, what do you think that means, y'all? All of his cronies who now build shoddy housework will be allowed to come in and help rebuild what's there. There is not going to be an accountability. You're not going to get those contracts anymore. When they start putting in for these government contracts to start rebuilding, who do you think it's going to go to? Yeah. You need to understand the inner workings. And TT, thank you for pointing that out to us, because people need to know. So we appreciate you putting that comment in and keeping us up on game. See, here's the thing, y'all. Before we go into final thoughts, we have to understand that we are battling a ball of confusion. We're not just battling one thing where we hit the bat and we got a home run. We are battling things that are swirling around us like a tornado. And we are going to have to calm the storm and unify for us to get anything done. But see, that's what they want from us. As long as we are in a confusion ball, they're keeping the focus off of what they are doing in the swirl. And it's as simple as that. So you either own it or you're not. You could get left behind, or you can join in unity with us to get stronger together. Now, With that being said, I think I done gone a little off today. Gonna need another cup of coffee, or maybe not. So we are going to have our final thoughts now. So Marlo, my love, can we start with you on your final thoughts and where we can find you, please?
So in 1972, Black people came together in Gary, Indiana for a political convention. They had every kind of Black person there. It was libertarians, Republicans, bougie Blacks, super poor, dirt poor Mississippi Blacks, Black Panthers. Everybody showed up to try and create an agenda for Black people. Now, for the Black people that didn't go, they only got the media take on it, and they were told that it was not a success. So my final thought is we need to get insulated. We need to turn into ourselves. We need to figure out what we can do together so that we can stop having these conversations about people who do like Lucy and Charlie Brown and put the football there and then pull it back once we kick it for jokes and watch us fall and bust our ass, and then we do it all over again. You should be tired. I am tired. The ladies that I share this platform with are tired. That's why we are taking our personal experiences, our personal knowledge, and sharing it with you all. If you do anything for yourself, take a minute and go watch Nation Time. Maybe you will be inspired if you see a space where all Black people convene together, regardless of their beliefs, regardless of their politics, regardless of their economics, and they came together because they understood that it's strength in numbers. If you Negroes don't decide that there's strength in numbers, and you keep thinking that the singular, rugged individualism is the way to go, you will learn the proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And we need to be thinking about how we go together. If you're looking for me, my name is Marlo Layson. I create video and written content all over these internets under that very name. I'm on all the social medias, but I'm trying to grow my Instagram following. So if you want to follow me, I am Olra Marlo. I'll put it in the chat. That is my first name backward, forward, and then an underscore at the end. That's all I got. It's Nation Time, y'all.
Easy. You got easy homework. She told you where to find her, right? So please make sure that you go and follow Marlo. Marlo is also on a beautiful health journey and doing some big things. So we want to make sure that you really go and follow her so you can also put them pom-poms in your hand so you can cheer her on to her goal. And we are excited for you, Marlo. You always have great commentary. We hear you. We hear you, and I listen to everything that you say and take it to heart. So make sure that you go and stalk and chicken hawk. All right, Constance Carter, you are next. Final thoughts and where we can find you.
So there was a quote in 1960 made by Lyndon B. Johnson when he was talking to Senator Richard Russell. He was discussing the strategy of using racial animus to manipulate white working class voters, distracting them from their economic struggles by offering them a sense of superiority over Black people. He said, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pockets. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what is happening today in 2025. We have, well, you all, I'm part of the 92%, have voted against your own best interest. White women have voted against their best interest. Now they're being affected because they were the biggest benefactors to these benefits of DEI. Hispanics have voted against their interests. What was it, like 50% of them voted for Donald Trump? Now they are being deported, and they thought, oh, it's not me, it's just the criminals. No, you are being deported too. So a lot of these folks, because they believe so much in white superiority, white supremacy, white domination, that they will vote against their own best interest to oppress one people, and that is who? You. So we Black people have to get information. We Black people, we have to start doing something different. I like what Tiara said earlier on our podcast about just changing our mindset. That's the first step, because I was wondering, okay, what can we do as Black people? What do we do? The first thing we have to do is change our mindset about who we are, our power. We got to love each other. We got to stop thinking, oh, we just crabs in a pot. We just crabs in a barrel. We ain't gonna never, because I see that a lot in the comments. Oh, Black people ain't gonna never do this, and we can't never do that. And no. We got to start thinking positively. That's the first thing. And then we have to get on at least one target Meta, all of these are things that we can get on collectively to take money out of their pockets, because they said, look, we don't give a fuck about you. So then we have to hit them where it hurts, and that's economically. So if we can start to come together economically, people, by number one, practicing collective economics, we're going to say it till our face turns blue. Start doing business with people who looks like you, because guess what? The white man's ice ain't colder. Their food is not better. Their stores are not greater. Going to the Chinese food restaurant is not better than going to a black-owned restaurant. We got to start looking at us first like they do. They do it all the time. We need to do the same thing. So we got to get on code with that. So I say, that is the solution to the problem. Fuck DEI. Fuck everything that we've been taught and fooled with by the Democratic and the Republican parties. We got to start doing for self. We got to be self-sufficient and independent. So y'all, guess what? I'm doing a training tonight. It's called Think It, Build It, Monetize It. This is a free training that I'm doing with the Black Business School to show you how to go from ideation to monetization. I'm doing this because we're affected by DEI, but I want us to get to a place where we got to stop thinking. Remember earlier I said the idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it, but it belongs to he who executes it. You guys have these brilliant ideas. You guys have all of these amazing talents and skills that you need to bring to the forefront. I'm going to show you how to do it tonight in our training. So it's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You go to thinkbuildmonetize.com. Register for tonight, and I'm going to show you what to do next. And then Net 7 Collective is starting in 2 days, and I'm actually interviewing some more people today and tomorrow. And if you want to be a part of the Net 7 Collective and you want to be part of these 1% of brilliant Black women who are doing a damn thing, go to Net 7 BBS or BBS Net 7. Wait, is it Net 7 BBS? Boyce did a thing for us. Net 7. Oh, net7bbs.com if you want more information on the Net 7 Collective. That's all I got. Thank you.
That's Constance, you sure that's all you got?
That's it. You want more? I got more. Listen, let me tell you. I had some and I had some coffee. I got some more for you if you want some more. I'm hyped. I'm ready.
Sit back. Sit back.
I got a book.
Listen, she's walking the walk, talking the talk, and telling you to come on, right? So listen, you have your assignment. We keep telling you that we have things for you, right? So make sure that you go and connect and go to her class. Can you please put that back on the screen so the people will know where to go, so that you can go to the free class tonight? I need you to do it. So listen, guys. Constance has a lot of things for you. Make sure that you go and follow her. There you go. Simple as that. You see that pretty lady in the corner? That's where you go to. Oh, she got another. Listen, you need to just go to sit back so you can go, ooh, nice. Mm-hmm. So, and then learn something. All right. So finally, we have Tiara Williams. What are you going to tell us about? And where can you?
All right, Gwen, do not put me in a big screen. I don't want that. All right.
Girl, you cute.
All right. It's all good. Leave me in a small screen. All right. So I've got a list of things. No, I'm gonna keep it brief. My final thoughts are this. Constance shared with me today, we were at $1.6 trillion. Now we're at $1.7 trillion. Black people, between our power, our spending power, and the internet, I think that's all the reparations we need. We're waiting for Trump to come back and give us, I don't know if y'all was waiting for Trump, but Trump came here a couple of days ago and told me everything he thought about me. He went to all the areas where fires had affected those other people. He didn't go to Altadena, which is the only Black community that's been burnt down. He didn't even go over there or talk to the people over there. He's not fucking with us. Period. That's it. So let's just say we have power though. That $1.7 trillion tells me everything I need to know. I was saying this earlier, that I remember when I was in a training with Minister Farrakhan, and he had proposed to the people in the room his plan to get Black people back in this economy, back in competing with other people, right? He was like, we have to get on board with international trade. So what I propose is that we take 2 million Black people, let's say, and ask them to give us $36 a year, right? To buy this land, grow crops, and then we give them a piece of the land, right? And so I just remember hearing that and just like listening to the way he's been strategizing over the years. It's not that hard for us to get together and start to lean on maybe the people like Constance. I'm gonna give it to Constance that have the capacity to pick up a torch and make a plan and be the person with the voice to bring people, right? I just think we need more people that are maybe like more people that like us doing having platforms like this, allowing you to send us your emails so we can put a list together and email it out to other Black people, us having these trainings every week we're giving out free tools for you to have to level yourself up. So I would just say, what you need is here. Again, mindset shift. That $1.7 million that we have, let's shift it. Black people, let's use that money inward. 2%, 2%. If we even got to 20%, we would be killing it. So it's just those little tweaks. But there's something about, we just got to work on our short-sighted, and I get where it comes from, right? You accumulate something like in Altadena, right? They accumulated this wealth, this land, and then somebody came and burned it down, right? So I get where the trauma comes from, but we got to figure out how to overcome that. So Fly Nubian Money Club, please sign up today. I am committed to bringing top experts to you bi-weekly to give you some game about taking it from here to here. I'm trying to contribute to this wealth gap too. I'm on a mission too. So I'm here for you. And then also send us your email. Send me your email. My email address. Can you put it up on the screen, Gwen? Send me your business info@realvirtual.net. I did it myself. I got it, Gwen. I got it. So that's it. That's all I have to say. I love you, Black people. I love you, love you, love you, love you. And I want the best for you. But you got to want the best for you too.
And guess what? We all want the best for you here, or else we wouldn't be here. Like this, we don't come out here just to be yapping and tapping. We're here to encourage you and to be the light. Now, one thing that we do have for you outside of the Fly Nubian Money Club is we're giving away freebies. Okay, we're giving away freebies to you. And my freebie to you is a guide called Getting a Handle on Your Money. Because one of the first things that people will say, girl, I don't even know what I got. I'm not even looking. Well, if you don't even look at what you have, even if it's 2 pennies to rub together, then you don't even know what to do with those 2 pennies to make that 4. And then the triple that and the quadruple that. So my free guide to you is this, where you're going to look at your debt to income ratio. It gives you that equation, meaning how much are you spending out and how much are you bringing in? It's also going to ask you the really hard questions. How much money are you spending at Starbucks? Because I know one time you can go to Starbucks one time and come up out of there with $12 less rich. And that's not even a full-size drink. Okay. And don't ask them not to put ice in it. They're going to charge you extra. So it's going to ask you the hard questions, but you have to be willing to answer those hard questions. So this guide is going to help you get started on looking at your money. And it's 14 pages. It's a workbook. It's not just saying, this is what you need to do. This is making you look at what you're bringing in and what you're spending out and what's important and what's not important. So we have that for you. So you want to make sure that you go and download that. And that is going to be on our website as well. Correct, Tiara?
Yeah, Fly Nubian Money.
Fly Nubian Money, Fly Nubian Money Club.com. So make sure that you go and do that. It's a freebie, y'all. People paying for this stuff. All right. Well, we're giving it to you for free. Now, listen, this is my final thoughts. We ain't going to get nowhere if we don't get together. And one of the things that I like to say, I asked God many, many years ago, what is my purpose? What do you want me to do? Where am I to be used the best? And I was given to be the light. And that means to be the best that I can be so that I can turn around, light other people's way who may not see that there's something is possible for them, but not just light it, but to turn around and extend my hand and bring them along with me. We have to be the light for one another. We need to stop worrying about the Kim Kardashians and all the rich folk and the billionaires, all the people, because they don't give a fuck about you. When we get together, we are powerful. So you need to help me be the light so that we all can be the beacon for our community. And you can find me so easy. It's just my name, www.laurakey.net. Simple. I have some free things there for you as well, but this is where you can get started. And then if it gets too heavy for you and you really want to start thinking outside the box and you're kind of tired of this thing in the USA and you want to move abroad, reach out to me. I have a quiz on my website that will allow you to start thinking out the box to see if that's something that would be good for you. Man, this was heavy. This was good. And this is us tackling what's really important for our communities, right? We're saying it, but now we need to get information and to act. So thank you for tuning in to this thought-provoking episode of Fly Nubian Money. And we've discussed some really important things today, like the question of whether to boycott Target isn't a simple one. It's a strategic one. And we need to ask ourselves, what's the most effective way to use our collective power? Is it a boycott, a campaign for change, or something else entirely? Whatever we decide, it's crucial that our actions uplift our community, protect Black businesses, and push for real accountability. Remember, economic activism is more than just a reaction, it's a strategy. So let's make sure that we're always playing the long game, building power and creating change that lasts. I am Laura Lalaki, International Real Estate Agent, and this is Fly Nubian Money. So until next time, keep mastering your mindset and maximizing your money. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be blessed. Peace out.